wears from the outside, not the inside. And the reason it wears from the outside is because when the pump is pumping, the hose moves just a little bit. It goes back and forth, maybe only even a quarter of an inch. And if the customer hasn't laid something under the hose, let's say it's laying on a piece of rebar, and it's rubbing up and down a rebar, it will dig into the outer cord of the hose, or a piece of wood, or anything that it will scratch against. And once it gets down to the cord, and there's only about 1/8 of an inch of outside surface, once it gets to the cord, and our cord for our pumps are 6-ply, but once it gets to the cord, we can't sell it. It's virtually impossible to sell because I'm liable then if I sell it. So if it gets to the cord, the customer should stop it and put new hose on it. And sometimes they don't do that. They let it wear to 2 or 3 plies, and then we got serious problems. That's why you probably heard a hose blowing apart. It's because the customer did not watch what he was doing and actually wore a hole in the hose. It really depends on where you put the hose. If you put the hose with the scar in it at the first of the machine, it would actually blow up. Or if you put it way down the line where the pumping pressures are at the first of the pump, they're not at the end. If you get down at the line where pumping pressures maybe are only 100 pounds PSI instead of 7 or 8 or 1,000 pounds, then it's not quite as dangerous. But still, it will blow, it will seep, and it will squirt concrete. Those, clean it up, and if he's caught by OSHA, or if someone calls OSHA and said he's using bad hose, then he virtually gets shut down. When we sell pumps all over the world or anywhere, people ask, well, give me all the wear parts I possibly need. Well, with most of the pumps, there's not a lot of wear parts. The only wear part that is serious is called a mud cup, and it goes inside the chrome cylinder and it pushes the concrete, and it's fabric or it's a nylon based, and sometimes that's wore out. So if he wants a part, he generally has to buy a mud cup for each side, and that's 2 mud cups, and they range from $10 to $50. So that's the major wear point for any of the pumps.